My father taught me many things here. He taught me in this room. He taught me, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Wow, that was easy. Wow, that was easy.
like this one.
Hold on. We jumping to it. All right. And we back at it. All right. So this week we're doing a little something different. We're testing out our new setup here, where everybody does an individual setup. This allows us to bring in guests from all over the world without them having to be physically there, but also no matter where we are when we're traveling, we all have a lot of busy lives. That wasn't correct grammar, but I knew what I meant. So this allows us just to jump on wherever we are at in the world and run the show. We don't want to take the show away from you all, the society. So how's everybody week been?
Long. Restless.
Sound like a Spain book. Long and restless.
I'm tired. I haven't been getting sleep. And it's been a lot of thick in my system. I don't like it.
So that sounds like you put yourself in that situation.
It's most of the time me getting dragged out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Excuse
Literally
me.
one day I actually got dragged out.
You know, there's a magic word that they make, right? That if you don't want to go out, all you say is no. You know what? I could teach you in multiple languages. I could teach you in Spanish. No. I could teach you in nigga. Hell nah. I could teach you in baby. It's easy. It's easy. What about y'all? What's up with y'all, Mayhem and Simone?
This week has been straight, been cooling. You know, just happy to be back, talking, new setup,
I just be
trying it out.
I be under the impression that I am under the influence, but under the impression that Mayhem always come on here like, yeah, the week been da da da, but I could just picture a burning city behind him. The week been good, like he don't fuck something up.
Yeah, you can't let them know when you going through it.
Hey, all right. What about you, Simone?
It's been good. It was it has been a great week. Birthday was on Monday, so it's just been great from then on out.
Happy belated birthday to you, Miss Simone.
Thank you.
I heard you had friends come in town. Y'all shut the city down.
Yeah, we sure did. We went to a winery, and there were just like a lot of different surprises that happened throughout the weekend. So I was very happy. It was probably one of the best birthdays, if not the best birthday that I've had in a long time.
Surprises. Oh, I'm not gonna ask for surprises on camera. We don't need none of that. But I'm happy you enjoyed your birthday. I really am.
Thank you.
Yeah, my week been busy. It been busy. Moved my stuff up to GA, went straight to Tennessee, back in GA, about to head back to Tampa. I had some stuff down there, then back here, and then maybe even Texas. So yeah, it's nonstop on the road again. But I'm happy we here. We testing this out. Let's see how this work. Let's see how this vibes with this new setup. Now, before we get into it, you already know what we have to do. The gang is all here. And this your boy LB Easy, a.k.a. Passport Poppy, here with my bro Mayhem, the beautiful Simone, and the beautiful Vanilla, and this is Vibe Society. Yeah, baby. Man. All right, so now before we get started, you already know we got to shout out our sponsor each week. We have Mixmaster. Let me move that logo over. You know, I got that logo right there. Let me take that off. I didn't with the new setup. I didn't move this stuff around yet, and it's right over Mayhem's face. So we're gonna put it right. I'm talking about it's right on his face. Yeah, we're gonna there we go. Boom, we're gonna make it do what it do. Oh, put it right in the middle of the screen, right there. Bam. All right, Mix Masters LLC. Make sure you follow them on all social media. They will deliver your drinks. They will cater your event with liquor. They do bar services. When I tell you they get us right every week, whenever you hear us slurring around that hour mark, that's because of Mix Masters. So make sure you catch in and tune in with them on all the events they do. Any event they're doing, just know the drinks are going to be right, and you can order your custom order today. Mix Masters LLC. Now, we can't move any further until we go over the word of the day. Trigger word of the day. If you don't know what the trigger word of the day is, the trigger word is whenever we say this word, we have to take a shot. Now, if you decide that you want to play with one of the hosts, you could choose a team. Team LB Easy, Team Mayhem, Team Vanilla, Team Simone, or you could just ride with the squad. Every time one drink, you drink. But if we say this word, we have to drink. So let's see what the trigger word of the day is. Weird. Why are you being weird to me? All right, so let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and update that one. Now, we definitely want to say thank you to the society for sending topics in to us and letting us know what you want to hear, because that's what we're here for. Have those conversations we all want to talk about. And some things you may not want to talk about, but you know what? We're still going to talk about them. Because if it deals with our society, we're going to talk about it. Now, if you want to send in a comment, a topic or something like that, make sure you hit us up on all IG. I'm about to say all social media because we don't got it yet. We're going to have that up coming in the coming weeks. But hit us up on IG at Vibe Society. Or you can hit us on our email, vibesociety@gmail.com. We welcome all topics, all comments, all feedback, because we just want to make this a great show for everyone. Now, we got the word of the day. Let's get it out. 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 You muted, Mayhem.
I know.
Oh,
I was getting weirded out of my mouth. So. Pause.
He said pause.
I'm done.
All right, so we're gonna talk about relationships, not just dating relationships. We're gonna talk about friendships, as well as relationships with a significant other, because obviously there's a few things that we're having problems with as a society with maintaining friendships. Now, there's some people that we have to get out of our life. That's just the case. There's some people that you just gotta cut them. What Dre said, I've been losing friends and finding peace. It sounds like a fair trade to me. When he said that, you ever heard like the preacher say a sermon that touched your soul? You run that back. Or when you at open mic and they doing it, you be rewind. I need to run that back, because honestly, there's people that we keep in our lives that bring nothing but negativity. There's people that we have in our lives that does nothing but bring us down, or they do nothing but take from us. Take. And we think, and friendships as well as relationships, that because of the time we've already known each other, we have to continue to be friends or have to continue to date. When it should be okay that if we're growing apart, or if we're not on the same page or going down the same path, that it's okay to say, all right, well, I wish you the best, but this is where our story ends. What's your thoughts on that?
I go. I kind of agree with the most part. You got to pick and choose. I'm doing double dutch out here. But for the most part, I definitely agree with your sentiments and what you said. But that might be like a male thing talking. So I don't know. Maybe this male ego. But I definitely do agree with all of it. I'm more curious to hear what the women have to say in regards to that, though.
Ladies?
You want to go, Vanilla?
You go. Go ahead.
So in regards to that, I would definitely agree. I've been in situations where it's just had to been cut, you know what I'm saying? And it definitely hurt because, these were people that, you were close with at a certain point in time, but sometimes certain people you need to just wean off of, or friendships just grow apart. And I think it happens throughout like the different phases of our lives, especially going into adulthood, which is why sometimes like high school sweethearts don't really work out throughout the continuation of their life because they're starting to grow into who they are. So it happens more. I see it more frequently in women though than men, but we can get to that later. So it's on you, Vanilla.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I've been in a lot of situations where just letting people go was just better for me, honestly. This goes for friendships, relationships, um, business friendships that, just gotta step away from sometimes. So, and then I end up being more with myself and building with myself and feeling more lighter. Love it.
Well, yeah, that's very important. Like I always tell people, the best thing to be able to do is before you start adding people into your life, into your circle, you have to be okay with yourself. And I say, if you can't sit on that couch by yourself in that dark room and be at peace, then there's something you have to continue to work through, because that's when you really, when you're at peace with yourself, you can allow people in. A lot of people have chaos in their life, in their mental, in their spiritual. So they're bringing people around to keep them busy or keep their mind off of that. And they're not wondering why they can't connect with people or why they don't fully understand people. It's because you got too much shit going on. Like, or you already hurt and broken, and you invited somebody else in that's hurt and broken, and now y'all hurt and broken together trying to fix each other up with parts that you don't have. You're trying to fix a BMW with Honda Accord parts. That ain't gonna work, bruh. So that's it. Oh, shout out to Santley, our favorite person on this show right here. Ain't nothing to cut that bit. Snip, snip, ho, snip, snip. I hear you. Sant. Honestly, you got to be able to do that. So when is the last time? Y'all don't have to say no names or no reason, because I don't want to be like, God damn, you talking about me? But because they may not know y'all cut off. But when is the last time y'all had to cut somebody off? It can be friend, it can be family member, it can be ex significant other, or somebody that you just had on your team. When was the last time you cut somebody off?
I honestly don't remember. Like I feel like at least in my friend groups, especially, I feel like as a man, like I really don't cut friends off unless I've been lucky. Maybe I've been blessed. I got a good core group of people that I keep around, so I never had to be in that position where somebody did some foul shit or I had to cut them off or what really done me dirty. I'm happy. I think that's a testament to myself though. So pat on myself on my back. So real one.
All right, Simone, what about you?
I would say for me, probably between the end of last year, beginning of this year, I just felt like as I was approaching the new year, there were just a lot of changes and more maturing had to be done. And sometimes, true characters come out and people grow apart. So I'll say between the end of last year and beginning of this year.
Vanilla.
Like
Yesterday, 20
about a
minutes
month
ago.
ago.
Oh, he
About a
watching.
month
He
ago.
or she watching right now. Like, oh, she talking about me.
Yeah, it was just too much toxicness going on and I was over it. Couldn't deal with it. Had to let him go.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. I will say, cut somebody off last week. Last week. And it's not. It wasn't in a significant other kind of situation. It was just simply someone that you realize that you're being more of a friend to, and they're becoming more of a liability. So in those situations, I'm sorry. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm trying to get to, and I can't have a liability, especially if you're causing me harm or you're affecting my end goal. My end goal. I can't let that happen. I can't. So I'd rather have a small group. And I over the years, and people will tell you that have known me over time. There have been times when I had, like for my birthday one year, I had 75 people at a birthday dinner. And it was just like, why? Like, I was literally asking myself, why? Because out of that 75 people, literally 10 maybe was real, friends. And the other 65 was just associates. I could have just said I was having an event at a club and charged them to come in. Why do I have them at an intimate dinner? So I had to start realizing that. And I think Charlamagne said this before. My circle has gotten so small that it's now a period. And that's exactly where I am, and people know who's in my circle or not. And the people that's not in my circle, they know that they out of it now, so what about last week? Yep. Right.
And how did it make you feel to have to release that person or people, from out of your life at that time, like right before you cut them off?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm at a point in my life where I don't have a problem. I've been cussed out by girls, women. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna waste our time. If we're not on the same page of where we're trying to go, I understand it takes time to get to know people and all that. I'm with that. But if you want to go left and I want to go right, I'm not going to fight you our whole relationship, but I have no problem with that. Friendships as well. True friends are trust where you at, even if we're going in different directions. True friends want you to be great. So even if you're not going in my direction, I'm still going to support you in what you're doing. But when I realize that you're hating or you're trying to pull me down or trying to stop me from getting where I need to go, I can't have you around me. You're jeopardizing the generational wealth I'm trying to build for my family. I can't have that. I'm not letting nothing stop what I'm trying to do for my family. What about y'all? So do you find it difficult? I know Aaron, Mayhem over here talking about I'm not doing anything. I don't need to do anything. I don't cut people off because, I promise you he cut people off. He just don't tell them he cut them off. He just stopped texting.
That might be true, actually.
All right.
Maybe that's ghost people. Maybe that's go. Maybe I don't think I'm gonna cut them off. Maybe that's think like, hey, I'm out of here. Like, yeah. Your loss. Yeah, I take that back actually. I go to the family member in like the last 2 months. They've been cut off, so I take it back actually. The family member has been etched out of the history books recently, so
Not etched.
and I feel fine. Hey, sort off my back. I don't feel no type of way. You keep going about your day. I don't know.
Well,
I feel like too many people invest too much in other people. You gotta invest that in yourself. So if you got yourself, you good. But so I don't really think about it. Hey, the more the merrier. Don't get me wrong. It's great to have a support system. It's great to have people in your life that give a fuck about you. But if I only have myself, I'll still be straight.
Well, I have a question for y'all though, ladies, especially you ladies. Do you think it's different between males and females in regards to cutting people off? I hear a lot females say, "Oh, we fell out. I don't fuck with her no more. I don't da da da." And with dudes, you don't hear that as often, but that may just because my circle I'm in. But can y'all let me know, like, what y'all think?
I definitely think there is a difference between males and females when it comes to cutting people off. Speaking for myself, if I'm saying I don't fuck with you, I'm gonna respect you as a human being, but I just don't talk to you like I used to. I keep my distance from you. We don't vibe the same way. Your vibes have changed to me, so I respect you as a human being, and I would, acknowledge your presence if I see you out in public and if you speak to me. But other than that, I'm not hitting your phone up. Don't hit mine up because I'm not gonna answer. But with guys, I've never actually heard a guy tell me, "Oh yeah, I cut him off or I ghost him or like I don't talk to this guy no more." Like they're just either around or they're not around. Like you don't even ask them about it
Bullshit
anymore.
ass. I don't fuck with that nigga like that no more. I don't fuck with that nigga. What about you, Simone?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Vanilla. When it comes to guys, more times than others, I see that they either just don't hang around the guy anymore, or they'll just kind of be like, "Oh yeah, we don't really talk." But it's nothing too crazy to the extent of how women are like, "Oh, this, that, and the third." Like, I don't see guys talking junk about the women or about the other guys like women do with the women. So, like me personally, it depends on the relationship I had with the person. Like some people, I give them numerous chances. We'll try again, especially like if I care about you. But if it's somebody that I know is really toxic, or I know it's just not good for my spirit, my soul, because my intuition is very strong when it comes to certain vibes, or if I hear things from other people, I give people a lot of chances before I cut them off. I have a couple friends that are really cutthroat as women, but I'm one of the more caring people in my circle. So I'll give people chances and I'll be like, okay, let's see, but not too much. Not too much. Not anymore. Not like I used to.
Okay. Now just because you smile when you cut somebody, don't mean you're the nicest person in your circle.
No. Literally, I am the nicest person in my circle because both of my friends, like I was telling them about a situation and they were just like, after the first time she did that, I would have just cut her off. Like, why are you even friends with her? Why did you even put up with that? And I was just like, well, maybe, it was just a one-time thing. Maybe it's not who they really are. But I give people chances versus a lot of my other friends are just like, no, like F that girl.
Okay. Now my question is this though, because I just seen a comment come up in the comment section. It states that I feel like it's harder for guys to cut off women because they don't want to hurt their feelings. Now, Mayhem as well as Simone and Vanilla, I want to hear, cutting people off, do you find that is an issue, or it's easier if it's the opposite sex, because it may be somebody that you was intimate with or somebody that you feel like they may you don't want to hurt their feelings because of that whatever relationship it was, or what?
First, you gotta go back to. I want to go back to what Simone said. I hate that word women like to use, intuition. So it's a trigger word. Like intuition. I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. I hope that word gets etched out of the dictionary one day. Like, that's my little pet peeve. That's my little pet peeve. But as far as cutting people off, no, I don't. It's a difference. If you don't serve value, then you can get cut off. I think more times than not, women high key serve more value than men do in a relationship. They can give you a different point of view. They're probably easier to talk to, probably less judgmental. So if anything, I feel like it'd be easier to call somebody who didn't serve value. But as far as the gender determining that, I don't think that's true. At least not in my case.
So,
Um,
Mayhem, I have a question for you, real
mhm.
quick, Vanilla. So, why is it
Okay.
that you hate intuition? Do you think that, like, do you believe in like the vibes? Because I've been somewhere, like, for example, at an event that I had last year, and there were people there, and you could just feel the negativity or the negative aura around them. So, do you not believe in that, or like, what is your take on that?
I think the word intuition, the fact that it has like most people use it with the first word of that being attached to women. So the fact that they call it women's intuition, most people don't like they're attributed to like a sixth sense that only women have, and then I think people have kind of like weaponized that word
Mm-hmm.
to be the reason why they do X, Y, and Z. And I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
not it's not a capable or not a culpable reason for why you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like not all actions meet the ends. Like you can't just do something and be like, "Oh, my intuition told me," and
Yes.
there's no I just feel like there's no scale of balance in that. I feel like it can go far left or far right, and very few times is it in the middle where people have legitimate reasoning. I feel like intuition on itself is not enough for
Mhm.
people to act on. I feel like you gotta have, cool. It's good to trust your instincts, but it also is better to have facts and other things that
Yes.
back up why you might jump out the window for a certain occasion. So I think that's kind of like the
Yeah.
biggest thing where my pet peeve comes from is that I feel like people use
Gotcha.
it as a scapegoat to why they like act on their own insecurities and things of that nature. So that's pretty much just
That
my
makes
like.
sense.
I feel like most people do that too, men and women. They just kind of
Mhm.
like weaponize it to be like, oh, my intuition told me that you were doing X, Y, and Z, so I decided
Oh,
to show up at your house unexpected. And it's just like
It,
yeah.
it don't, it
it
doesn't work
sounds
out that
like
way. Like
That's
they're
definitely
mixing
a pet
up
peeve.
intuition with an assumption.
Yes.
I
Yes,
think most people
exactly.
And
mix up. I'm not gonna say no. I think most people do not utilize the word intuition correctly. I feel like most
They
people
don't.
feel like, oh, I gotta. The second that people can mix up intuition with insecurities. People can mix up
Mhm.
intuition with 1,000 different things, and then it's just a
Mhm.
coping mechanism. It's a nice little blanket to pull over you, like to pull over everybody's eyes when you feel a type of way about something. So,
I
mhm.
agree.
And just say, hey, it was my intuition. No, it was your insecurity that made you feel that
Mhm.
way. But I get you. I
Mhm.
get you. I get you.
but
Thank you.
dang, well, you got me. What was the what are they supposed to talk about? I went on a tangent.
All right, I was saying, do you think that for men it's harder to cut off women, and for women, do you think it's harder to cut off men?
Oh, I answered. Oh, no. Someone was supposed to answer. I already answered. Okay, my bad.
Oh no, it's on Vanilla. Vanilla was starting when I came. Go ahead, girl.
So, I do feel like it's harder when it's somebody that you were intimate with. I do feel like it's harder for guys to cut off women because they look at, oh, I don't want to hurt her feelings. That's always have happened to me. Um, Guys don't tell me what it is and what it ain't because they know how strong I feel for them, and they're like, oh, we don't want to hurt you. I'd rather you hurt me, so and I know the truth. Honestly, I don't care about my feelings when it comes to me knowing facts and knowing the truth and how you really feel. But I don't think it's hard for women to cut off men because I feel like women just see men if it gets to that point where a woman wants to cut off a man, I feel like women are seeing it, oh, like he's just another fish out in the sea. There's plenty of more I could catch. Like they don't see it as a big deal because they probably already have a roster lined up or they probably already know, oh, this dude is interested in me. I can easily just go to him and get the attention and the affection or whatever I want from him. Now, when it comes to friendships, and I actually went through this with one guy. We were really, really close. Like he was like my guy best friend, everything. And he crossed me. That's something you simply just don't do with me. Don't cross me and don't sit there and play victim. He's been cut off for 3 years now and every day still tries to come and talk to me like we're friends. And I'm just like, no, sir. We're not cool no more. You know what you did wrong. I told you what you did wrong. You can't sit here and admit to the fact that I don't need to be your friend anymore.
Now, well, let me jump in right here. I was waiting to hear that one thing you said because you said you know what you did wrong, and then you said I told you what you did wrong. I'm like, all right, perfect. Because I was just having this conversation with a group of women that were saying, oh, da, 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 da. I was like, but did you tell them? Well, they knew. No, 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 no. Because guys, we don't communicate the same way y'all communicate. So we say, you good? I'm fine. All right, cool. She said she's fine. That's where our communication ends at that point. You say you good, we good. Because if two dudes are boom boom and we like, you good? Hell no, I'm not good, bro. Like boom boom boom. Or you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm in my head right now. I'm good, bro. And we leave it at that. Like we don't perch. And I try to tell people the way you want to look at it is this. When a woman meets someone new, just as a friend, and when a
Mhm.
guy meets someone new, it's two different experiences. Have you ever had a guy friend tell you something? Oh yeah, I met him. Oh yeah, that's blah blah blah. Oh, what does he do? I don't know. When did he move here? I don't know. Knew this nigga for 10 years. Don't even know his last name. Women to meet somebody for 5 minutes, know their whole life story because y'all go into depth. Y'all want detail. Y'all can tell the whole story. And that's why I try to say when it comes to your feelings, your emotions, and communication with the male, is you're not going to get that same in depth. We're literally, because we could care less about dwelling on that. The reason why is not that we don't care about you, it's that as young boys, we're taught, don't dwell in your fucking emotions. So we don't understand. It's like you speak in Spanish, and all we know is hola, ¿cómo estás? And you're okay. Like, you know, so that's what I try to relate it to. So Sonya cut him off. Simone cut him off. Aaron say she provides value because women provide more value than men, and friendships mostly, just because of the different perspective.
That's the only reason. I'm still pro men. Don't get it messed up. I'm still pro men out here. This is one particular thing.
So I would say, I'm sorry. So I would say,
The viewers looking like, what's going on? We had a technical issue here, but behind the scene, y'all can't see what's happening. But it's cool. It's cool. We're back. Go ahead, Simone.
so I would say when it comes to like male and female relationships, Vanilla kind of hit it right on the head to where it's kind of harder for the males to cut off females unless the females do something that like hurts the male's ego. Most of the times, that's what I've experienced. Or if, you know, the male likes them and then they shoot them down type of thing, then they'll be like, okay, let me cut her off for real. But it's funny because what you mentioned earlier about how a lot of the times women kind of like to get the details and da-da-da-da. I've had guys actually do that to me, to where I've had guys look me up on LinkedIn, didn't know my last name. I'm like, how did you find me? You know, so it's been like a lot of in-depth paragraph long questions. I had a guy give me like a list.
They're not trying to be your friend. That's
questions. Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it kind of goes down to what kind of relationship is the guy even pursuing? Because if they want like a physical relationship, it'll be a tad bit harder for them, you know, to cut you off, because sometimes they want to, okay, let me get that. But yeah, that's what
if you leave the door open for a man, he gonna come back to that bit like a revolving door. Yeah, that door never fully closed. That's a revolving door. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
You gotta really be like, yo, I don't fuck with you. Delete my fucking number. And even then, you might try it in a year or two.
Bazak, I'm back.
Spin the block. Spin the block.
Yeah, spin the block. It's been interesting, but like I said, it takes a while for me to like cut people off. But if I just have like, if I don't like the person that looked me up on LinkedIn, where again, I told him my name was Allie. I was like, how did you find me on LinkedIn? And he was like, oh, I looked you up on Google. And I was like, interesting. I know there's a lot more people. So it's kind of like that crept me out. So I kind of I cut him off then, like instantly. I was like, oh, nah, I'm good.
What you be doing to these men? Because wasn't correct me if I'm wrong, we were at the skating rink and you had a stalker pull up. Like, if I remember
that was not for me.
Oh,
that was not for me. No, he was there with his friends. But yeah, it was a person that.
But you had a stalker.
Used to stop.
Oh,
yeah.
What you be doing to these niggas? You know what? I don't want to know. She got that voodoo. You talking hoodoo?
I didn't. I promise you, for that person and all my real friends know, nothing happened. Literally just danced on the dance floor. Never did anything with him. And he would say I was his girlfriend. He showed up at my house. He showed up at my church. He showed up at my job and waited my whole shift. So yeah, when I see stuff like that, I don't play. I will cut people off.
What fucking dance was this? This had to be one hell of a dance. My dog showed up at the church, house, and job. The whole shift. That nigga people for Cocoa Puffs.
Whole
I don't want to
shift.
stay the whole shift when I work a job. He came to work your shift.
Yeah. It was a no. So in situations like that, I will cut people off. Yes. With the swiftness.
All right. Well, let me ask you this then. Why multiple women can't coexist in a friend group? He got quiet, boy. He got quiet.
Vanilla, you want to take that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna give you the male perspective. Outside looking in. Actually, I go first. I'm knock this off the park real quick.
Okay,
'Cause
go ahead.
I feel like most women are secret haters. Like, I feel like one, I can tell you this right. So this from outside perspective. You know, got a lot of sisters, got a lot of homegirls. If you like the pretty person in the group, who always get all the attention, who always get all the men coming up trying to get their number, that whether they want to admit it or not, that can build some type of resentment. So I feel like constantly, if you're the pretty friend who constantly got every man coming up to you asking for your number, and they constantly got to be either they the fake gay friend who got to pretend to be your boyfriend, or they got to constantly like fight off the men for you. Like it can become like I think a lot at one point. So that is one perspective I see, like where I feel like a lot of prettier women have issues like maintaining friendships because the other homegirls might not be that same caliber, so they going back and forth, or they just might secretly be jealous. I feel like a lot of jealousy like might be throughout a lot of women's friendship. This from my perspective, I see a lot, at least from a lot of stories I've heard. It's not even my accord really. I just feel like a lot of women have told me stories about how the other homegirls been, low key jealous or low key like in competition. They make everything competition. Whereas I think for a lot of men, I don't think I've ever viewed any man as a competitor or anything of that nature. Like, hey, I don't really give a fuck. I think that's what it is. I think a lot of men just don't give a fuck in general. So it's like I feel like most women they invest so much that they put their like women like friendships on the same pedestal they do like their actual relationships, and then they just hold them to so high expectations. Whereas men, our expectations are so low, which is why we go back to LB's point of saying like details and things like that. My expectations for my male friendships or even my friendships in general, they're not like high expectations. So if you do something simple like, hey, I appreciate it. Like it's way easier to like you did something special or you did something like that actually was caring because the expectations, I'm not saying they're basement level where the ball is super low. They're just not super high to the point where I hold you to the same standards I would like my family member or my significant other. Like, so that's just my perspective though.
And
Okay.
I agree with Mayhem when he was talking about the jealousy, because that's something that I have definitely experienced as well. I've had women befriend me just because I was well connected, like at the college. So they moved from another area, another state, and they're like, oh, a lot of people. They started hanging out with me, stuff like that. And then when they got, I guess, where they wanted to be, then they started kind of like infiltrating friend groups or like going in between people and kind of telling them negative things about me. So that's where I think the jealousy came in. So there'd be like a lot of negative things about me, a lot of don't tell her what we're doing, let me do this, but don't tell her, knowing like people will come back and tell me. So it was a lot of jealousy because they, I guess, didn't know as many people and things like that. So I've experienced that. And then also another side of it is just naturally drifting apart, because I did have a friend group that I was friends with for a while when I first got to school. And as we got older, because we kind of banded together through parties and social events. So as we all graduated, then we all kind of, I guess, grew into ourselves to where we didn't like doing the same things that we used to do, or we just stopped doing the same things we used to do. So we kind of drifted apart in that manner. And so when we came together for things like vacations or, hey, what do you want to do on Thursday night? Anybody want to go to a museum? No, museums are boring. Let's go to this club and, whatever, look bougie all night, where that's, we all don't have the same interests like we used to. So that's another reason why women, may not be able to coexist, because guys are chill. Like my male friends, they're just like, okay, we down for whatever you down for. But when it comes to women, it's kind of like, oh, what is she wearing? You know, I want to look better than her, or, you know, show up to the party just to kind of get with the guys that surround that particular woman. And it's very, very hard to kind of dissect why people are genuinely friends. So I think I've kind of taken a step back within like my friend groups to kind of see, okay, why is this person still around? And if I feel like it's a toxic relationship, or if I see it's a toxic relationship and hear from other people, then I'll be like, okay, let me cut that person off. So that's
Why
my
do women
perspective.
do that? I don't like. I feel like so many women like, what you wearing? Like, I'm like, is it a I've never, unless it's like a dressy event, like a ball or like a really nice night out in the town, where I just want to see what
Mm-hmm.
type of energy people on. That's really the only
Mm-hmm.
reason why I feel like I've ever heard men be like, "Oh, what you wearing the night?" Some type of
Yeah,
shit.
like
Right.
on
But I
somewhere
feel
like,
like,
hey, bro, we don't know what the wardrobe is or the out, you know. So like, hey,
yeah,
bro, what you wearing? Oh,
That's
all right, you wearing slacks? All right, cool. All right.
That's exactly what it is. Yes.
I
that's
feel like I've
yep.
seen
That's the
so
only
many
time I
times
ask.
like women do that. It's weird. I be like, what do y'all beef? Yeah, y'all low key got a beef or competition going on. Low key, like
No,
people don't know about. Like,
Megan, it's crazy because there's literally like one person I'd be like, okay, what are you wearing? And then I'd be like, okay, maybe this, that, and the third. And they'll come out with something that's either the same as what I was wearing, or they have to step it up a notch. Like you go to something as simple as like a hookah lounge. Why are you showing up in a prom dress? You know, like why are you always trying to outdo? Like nobody's competing with y'all. And I remember I mentioned on an earlier podcast, there's no need to compete. You know, when people are naturally drawn to you and people genuinely like your energy, you don't need to throw out any type of materialistic items or competition or whatever the
Right.
case may be, because you're a genuine person. And a lot of women are jealous because, like Mayhem mentioned, they might just, I don't even know if it's the pretty person in the group, but it's just the person that's more liked, more well liked in the group. That's where the
if
jealousy
she
can
ugly,
come
it
from.
does not count. Come on, we all know that.
I mean, I
Like,
don't like
come
calling
on,
people ugly, so
you dishonest to them.
I
You the friend who got everybody
no.
looking around thinking that they all cute. No, you that person. You that one friend that think they got their
Call
I'm
them
homegirl.
out.
like, okay, girl. Yeah, I compliment all my friends because you never know if somebody used to deal with self-esteem issues. But if they look bad, I'll be like, come on, we're gonna fix you up before we leave the house. That's the kind of friend I am. Go ahead,
Hmm.
It's
Vanilla.
funny. I went to a comedy show yesterday, and they kind of had a tidbit about that. It was like, there's always that one homegirl in the friend group that look ugly as hell, but like they got the one friend that still be egging her on. Like she 7 foot tall, look like Sasquatch. But be like, nah, people still like you. You still cute. You still like that's exactly what y'all really do. Like y'all be hyping up y'all ugly homegirl. Y'all really need to be like, yo, you got other qualities outside of looks that might work out for you. There's Big Jones out here who still got men. So you can be like, yo, if find you like you gotta really knock him down a pedestal. If I had a homeboy out here who I know is like a 6, 5, 6, maybe a 7 on a great day with great lighting, I'm not gonna tell him to go after the 9 to 10. I'm like, you shooting kind of heavy, unless I know he got that bread. Like if you just a regular guy and you just below average looking male, I'm gonna like be like, yo, you kind of shooting a little bit too high, like yeah. Kind of like understand. But I think most men, which is different from most women, I feel like most men understand the level they're at, what type of woman they can get. I feel like most women, because they got their homegirls who they got 6, 7 homegirls who be telling them they the queen de la creme de la creme. They the prom queen. They 10 out of 10 when they really like a 2. Like they come out in the real world thinking like with a lens over their eyes, and then they get hit with a rude awakening when they see everybody else pulling men and got boyfriends, significant others. Meanwhile, they single at home crying every night.
Shout out to Ashley who said, "Girls don't know how to act." Um, now, we've spoken about this in previous shows in regards to how can I say, women not holding their homegirls in the same, like being real with their homegirls the same way dudes are real with their homeboys. I'm telling them, hey, bro, you ain't handsome. Or, hey, bro, sit your short ass down. Or, hey, bro, sit your tall ass down. Hey, bro, your fat ass, whatever it is. We just talk to each other differently. Women, you know that one friend, and we say it all the time. Whenever she be like, oh, my homegirl like you, be like, what your homegirl look like? She got a good personality. That bullshit, we already know what it is. So it's just like you got to be able to tell, be real with them. Hey, everybody's beautiful. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. However, if it's my eyes, there's certain things that my eyes find beautiful. It doesn't mean you have to be a model or nothing like that. Don't get it twisted. No. it's a but I think that's the biggest thing. Let's see. Shout out
Yeah.
Ash Tay. I'm sorry, Ash Tay. All right, and so Sentley has a nice statement here as well. She said, "I don't have a girlfriend group. I've maintained long-term friendships with separate girls. I want a girlfriend group, but I know that the more girls, the more drama there can be." Ladies,
I want to touch on that. Because I actually went through this my last year of high school, and it was the worst experience ever.
That was last year.
I was just about to say everybody. It wasn't last year. I know she looks so young, but no.
I said my yeah. No, guys, I done graduated college and everything. Please, but no, I was best friends with this one girl, and this is why I always hung out with a lot more males than females on the regular on campus. Like you always saw me with either the basketball players or the math geeks, honestly. Nobody really knew that me and this girl were actually best friends. She was the popular one in school. I wasn't. I was known as the dancer, Todd's little sister. That's it. And with her being popular and everything like that, a lot of people knew her. A lot of people didn't know me, and I was fine with that. I wanted to be a ghost. But once people found out we were friends, it's like not all these people are going in her ear saying I'm talking smack about her and all that stuff. I'm just like, why? You guys are the ones that communicate with this girl. I don't even talk to y'all. So how is it? Like, where is this drama build coming from? Wait, what do y'all got against me? What am I doing that is so hurtful to you for you to go and start running your mouth about me? And I think that's a big issue that a lot of insecure women have. Not even women, girls have with themselves. That instead of working on themselves and figuring themselves out, they want to go and start talking about somebody else that probably has, or they probably see somebody doing well, another woman doing well and being in the place that she's in, and they want to be there instead of being like, okay, how did she get there? Let me take some tips from her. She could probably help me out. Instead, they want to bring her down. Because last time I checked, yes, we're in high school. Yes, she's the popular one. But every time I say I'm going to do something, they get done. When I say I'm going somewhere, I go. When I'm saying I'm buying something, I bought it. Like, I said, I'm going to the basketball game. I'm riding on the bus with them.
Slight flex. When I said I'm buying something, I bought it.
Exactly. Come on. Like, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm finna get this and I'm going to bring it to school tomorrow. So where's that? Where's that? I tell them, oh, yeah, I'm finna get this. I'm bringing it to school tomorrow and I'm finna go get this and I'm going to bring that to school the next day. It's here. I show proof. I bring the product. Like, what are y'all doing?
Product? You was selling? Never mind.
No, we're not going to go there. Mind your business.
All right.
But yeah.
My bad. My apologies. Keep going. My bad.
Yeah. Big groups. I have a lot of female friends and I have a lot of male friends, but my group wise, the people that I always be with, they have similar mentalities to me, and it's kept really small. Like, I can count on one hand the people that I can honestly go to no matter what, female wise. So if you want a girlfriend group, make sure you keep it small. Make sure y'all all on the same page with most things. It's okay to have your differences, but make sure y'all are able to, when y'all disagree, y'all able to agree on disagreeing.
I think one thing that I've noticed is, all right, let's talk about fraternities. We as guys, all right, yeah, you in the same frat, cool. We cool, could we have that understanding? But even within that, these are the people I fuck with. Like, these people I don't really hang with like that. I have nothing against you, but we don't connect. That's cool, and we think it's cool. Now, in sororities, from the outside looking in, you see the same thing as a normal group of girls, meaning the same cattiness is still involved in that. Now, my question is this: as we get older, we realize that we don't need that many friends. All these friends we had from high school that we thought was like our brothers and sisters, we don't even know where they at today. Friends from college, it gets to the point when you realize that. So my question is, do you think it's important or a red flag if someone does not maintain long-term friendships? Do that
100%.
Is that like a red flag for you, saying, hey, maybe something about them people don't want to be around, or they don't know how to accommodate to someone else's perspective?
It's weird for me, right? Because like even tracing back to like high school, I didn't have that many friends. Like I come from a big family, so I never really had the need to have multiple, big friend groups and things of that nature. But it's almost as if like the more I like left the crib and things of that nature, went off to college, my friend group became way vast. So it went from me having literally probably like one or two friends throughout high school to me all of a sudden probably having like 10, 12, 14 people that I consider like I really talk to weekly. Like it's not like probably every other day, if not every day. And I don't feel drained because none of the conversations are ever like heavy. I feel like that's kind of like the biggest thing is like friendship should be easy. Like people make it seem like there should be so much trials and tribulations. But it's not like a physical intimate relationship where you have all these expectations and rules and regulations. Like I just feel like people put too much emphasis on a lot of different friends and what they expect out of them, which is cool for everybody. But for me, like who has a large friend group, who's been able to manage a large friend group, I feel like it's been a lot easier when you set your own expectations and you kind of give off what you get. Um, but I feel like the only thing that becomes like a the only way, at least if you're in a relationship, I feel like that's when if your significant other doesn't have uh, a friend group per se that she talks to or hangs out with consistently, that's when the friction can usually come from. Um, I'm not saying it's because of jealousy or anything of that nature. It's a tug and a pull. So if you have like 10 friends, 10 really good friends who genuinely like to see you, hang out with you, that balance of trying to spend time with them versus your significant other can always be a tug and a pull, especially if they don't have their own friends. Because they're expecting you, because you're everything. You're the boyfriend, you're the best friend, you the friend they hang out with, the friend they get drinks with, the friend they go shopping with. So you become so many different titles
They've been
that
sitting on the couch waiting for you to get home. It's time to go.
facts, and it's not like a negative thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a thing to look out for if you're a person like myself who has a larger friend group, because you're getting tugged on a lot, and sometimes even they might not understand like it's draining to balance friend groups, especially, and then also try to be everything to somebody else who might not have that same access to other people. If I feel like if I'm constantly pulling and tugging and I'm not getting nothing in return, it's kind of hard. I just think the balance of it all. So I think that's kind of, if from my perspective, that kind of where the difference comes in between where it will become an issue, or at least not a red flag, but it'll become a flag, some type of flag. If she doesn't have a larger group of friends that she can, vent to. Because if you got issues in your own relationship and you don't got nobody to turn to, nobody to vent to, nobody to blow off steam with except for one person, then I feel like that's when like you gonna end up, being in the house is ready to blow up everything.
Blow up every damn. Okay. What about you, Simone?
Figuratively.
What's your take on that?
So, oddly enough, Mayhem has been preaching because I definitely agree with him. I have been that person where I've been the one friend to that person, and it was very draining because that one person used to depend on me so much. So, like, I'm in a couple of organizations. So, when I would be hanging out with people from the other organization, that one friend would be like, "Oh, why you hanging with them? What you doing with them? Why you not hanging out with me?" Da da da. Like, it would be very draining because it's like, there are other people in my life. I try to spend as much time with them as possible, but there are other people that I would also like to give my time to as well. And this wasn't a relationship. This was just like a female to female friendship. So it was very hard for me to kind of navigate that friendship because she was really draining. And, I love her to death, but it used to kill me to the point where I was just like, I have to give myself a break because I'm a very social person and she's not a social person. So she'd be like, you outside too much, you this and you that, where it's like, no, I have to go to this event, or I have to do this fundraising, or I have to do XYZ. So I agree with Mayhem on that point. Also, a lot of people nowadays, they don't build foundations, or they don't have anything to build a foundation on. So now it's kind of like, okay, you meet them at a party. Oh, let me exchange your Instagram. And then you hardly talk to them again. And you guys kind of become acquaintances. And a lot of women, more often than men, mistake that as a friendship, and it can grow into a friendship. But I strongly believe that there should be a foundation because, I told you there were a lot of surprises. My best friend for 13 years came into the city for my birthday. And when I tell you, with everything that I have been dealing with involving friendships, when she came, it was a breath of fresh air, like a breath of fresh air, because we had established that relationship, and she is one of my longest lasting friendships. And it's just always been genuine because of the foundation that we built. It wasn't built through, okay, we go to these mutual parties, because what's going to happen when you stop going to those parties, or when that person stops going to those parties? There's like I don't remember the specifics, but I think it's called like a proximity factor or something like that, to where if you're not in the same place with somebody often, you guys just naturally drift apart. Like when somebody, moves, unless you make that effort to continue to build that bond, there is no bond. So that's what really happens most of the time. So I don't think it's a red flag for people that don't have long-term relationships. Some people kind of thrive off of those shorter term relationships. And, there's something for everyone out here. But for me, I like to cultivate friendships. I like to have those long-term relationships because I like to build that trust. Some people switch out their bridesmaids and groomsmen every 2 years, so it's kind of like, no, I want some long-lasting friends at my wedding whenever that happens. So that's my take on it.
Yeah,
LB, I want to know.
Go ahead.
I want to know your take on it.
Well, let me be clear. My groomsmen, I don't know who the bridesmaid gonna be because I don't know who the bride gonna be. But my groomsmen are locked in. They are some good friends. I'm gonna have a big wedding. It's not for nobody else but for me and my significant other. But it's people that have really held me down in situations. Of course, my brother. I have 3 good friends that have been there for years, and I have 7 LBs that have held my back. So they may not be in the wedding per se. 'Cause I did see somebody do this. They had their bridesmaid and their groom, but then they also had important people that had a certain color scheme that they wore that joined the, and that's, so I'm gonna work it out. I'll be able to afford to have all that if I wanted to, but if I marry a woman that doesn't have that big of a friend or family group, I don't want her to feel left out. So we'll work to her, but I have those are the men that held me accountable throughout my life and hold me accountable to
Do you believe in having grooms with women?
No, I don't. And if I did, I already know my cousin, 3 stacks, will be right there. But I don't believe in having grooms women. However, I know she's still gonna be at the wedding. And y'all will know when y'all see her, because she the funniest motherfucker in the room. I promise you. She'll talk shit about you to your face, and you'll be laughing at it. But anyways, so that's just me. That's my perspective on that. But I think, well, I didn't speak to the whole thing. So how can I put it? Not having long-term friends. It does show something, but I know some people are just to themselves. They don't. or they may have moved a lot around as a child, or they may be in a development portion of their life where they were living one way and they decided, maybe I want to better myself, or maybe I just need to reset. So I'm not going to take that as a negative, but I do understand what Mayhem's saying, because I have been in those relationships before when I'm the active person, when I'm the known person. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not a person that just sits on my ass all day. So I'm involved with a lot of stuff, but what that does is when you meet, and I like a woman that's not busy, because I'm busy. So when I have time, I want to spend time with her. But if I'm busy, you busy, I got time, you don't got time, eventually we're not in a relationship no more. We pen pals. And so that's that's that. But at the same time, it can also be far left by she's waiting for me. Every time when I think I have a moment, maybe we could just chill at the house and relax. She want to go out. Whoa, wait, God, damn, you don't got no friends to go out with? But it is what it is. But something that was spoken earlier, I think Mayhem said as well. So he was preaching earlier. He was talking about how women put friends in the same category as their family or their significant other, when guys don't do that. I noticed that in a previous relationship. I always say this: when I'm in a relationship, your feelings matter more than theirs. It's not saying that I'm not a friend anymore. It's not saying that, but I want you to know that your feelings matter. And she said, well, how can you just do that to your friends? And just because my friends understand that if they tell me, hey, I can't do that, my lady boom boom, okay, cool. I'm not gonna be, what you mean you can't come no more? What you mean?
We're gonna get these jokes off.
Yeah, we're gonna
get these jokes
we
off, but
understand
that's
what
not
it
it.
is. We know what it is. But women will be like, well, that's my friend, and I told her I was gonna do this, so I don't wanna. I'll be like, so fuck me for your, okay, cool. Then marry your friend. Date your friend. You get me? Like, and that's the thing that I think. So when he said that, I was like, boy, it took everything in me not to say hallelujah.
But no, you also got to think about. So one thing I realized, what women do now, like in the year 2022, might have started 2020 maybe. Like women started throwing out these gay slurs if they man or just their significant other likes to hang out with their homeboys. Like, oh, you must be gay or something because you always hanging out. Like, no, they low stress.
It's the attack of your. They attack your manhood. They attack your character. And it's like, the fuck? No, bitch, you stress me. They don't. I can just bob around.
I can show them all. I feel like most people don't understand. Pull back the curtain a little bit. I'm with my homeboys most of the time. You know what I'm doing? Nothing. Just chilling. Having a quick conversation. It might be in depth. Might be talking about bullshit. Might be talking about something serious. It can change in a moment notice. It's just so irritating sometimes. I see it online so many times. They be like, oh, these men must love fucking niggas since they always want to hang out with them. Or they just appreciate some tranquility, some peace of mind. Just like something so simple. Like, people don't get the peace of mind. Like, sometimes a lot of people be in relationships but they don't have no peace of mind. So they homeboys be the easiest way to get it. Like, they be like, oh, I can chill. Maybe they depend on your vice. Maybe like to smoke a little bit. You smoke, chill, maybe drink a little something. Maybe play some 2K, play some Madden, watch some sports, and you able to decompress. Like, versus, that's another thing I was gonna talk when Simone was talking earlier. The difference between, I think, a lot of men and women friendships is that what it's predicated off of. I think a lot of men's is predicated off of sports, which most people, even if you're not a crazy advocate of sports, you at least sometimes watch it. So that's a good building. You talking about foundation and building blocks. I feel like a lot of men have those building blocks because we always gonna have something in common, some commonality that'll always be the center focus as something. Like, oh, you want to go and hit a game? Cool. You want to hit a bar, watch these games? Cool. You want to come to the crib, watch these games? Cool. Versus women, they don't have as many things in common, so they start reaching for certain things. So you either become the food friend, where you guys only go to restaurants on the weekends, or you only got the hangout friend, you only got the at-home friend who you only chill out with at home. And so it's a different dynamic versus men who have it easier because we have the ability to kind of dibble and dabble into different groups, especially because we all have a different commonality, which means I can bring other friend groups along with me. I can bring my friend groups from back home, my frat brothers, or I can bring my frat brothers with my boys from another group that I have here in Orlando. So it is a lot different, and it's like the commonalities definitely do matter, and they shift things.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said that because when you bring those different groups together, it's easy to talk about sports. It's easy to, hey, oh, LeBron, or this or that. You get me? Like every guy has an ideal of it. How can I put it? All right. I had this one young lady ask me. She asked me the advice. She would say, "Okay, so how how do I know if I'm being annoying?" And I said, "You're not being annoying to your man. He's not gonna say that. He's never gonna say that if he's smart. But what you gotta understand is, ask yourself this: if he makes a statement, do you dwell on that statement? Do you why you feel that way, or you don't feel it? You never did that to me, or you never said that to me, or like are and if you're watching something, are you asking a million questions or just enjoying it? Because one thing you're gonna realize about guys is when we're together hanging out, we talk about a whole bunch of shit that don't make no sense. Unless we're having a meeting about something, we just talk and then we can just vibe and sit quiet and watch something. Maybe make a little comment here or there, but it's just because you got to understand when you're around, let's just say friends. When you're around friends are going to hear what you say. Oh, man, that's you fucked up for that. And just leave it alone. But if you're that person that's, well, if you really felt that way, why didn't you say that? And why didn't you do that? And then be like, what, huh? So that's what I try to tell people. That's one of the things you really want to be mindful of in being your significant other's friend, is that you're not the only friend. Don't be the person that they're scared to have fun without you around. Like, don't be the one, what Kevin Hart said, the phone ring, oh, it's my lady, shut up, everybody shut up, don't sound like you're having fun. Because, it's always, oh, that's that female, or, oh, that's this, that's all that. Let's see here, what we got, the one about, I didn't see Ashtay. I did not see it coming about your friend from 3 years ago. I must have missed something. Please post it again. I will put it on here. Thank you. Yeah, or your party friend. You're right. You do have your party friend. You have the people that you know. This is where to go. I think you should have a few people in your group. You have that one that if something pop off, they got your back. You got to have that one. You got to know that you're not alone, because nothing's worse than fighting and your friend watching. Because when I get out this fight, I'm fighting you. If I'm fighting multiple people, you better be in here fighting multiple people with me. If I'm getting jumped, we getting jumped. But if I'm on that floor getting stumped out, when I get up, I'm coming to stump your ass out. Oh, but
Listen, check me out, LB. So earlier you mentioned about, being your significant other's friend and stuff like that. And that kind of brought something to my mind. How do you feel about mixing friend groups? So I know Mayhem had mentioned earlier, guys tend to bond over sports and different things like that. So how do you feel about, let's say you have a homeboy in Virginia and homeboys in Florida, how do you feel about mixing those friend groups together? Do you have any hesitation? And I'd like to hear from you and Mayhem, like y'all point of view on that.
Same.
No hesitation, because my homeboy come, what happens? It happens all the time. Hey, this my bruh, blah, 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 this boom, boom, boom. We don't even introduce each other. I may walk in the room and say, this the homeboys. Y'all talk to each other. We can be in there for 8 hours and don't know each other's name. It is what it is. But it's just, if you good, it's like this. If Mayhem walk in the room and he introduce somebody, you good with him, you good with me. It's that simple. Ain't no, what the fuck is this? Unless you're doing some weird shit, then I'll be like, hey, Mayhem, what's up with your boy? Like, you brought this nigga to the circle. What's up with your boy? But other than that, we just gonna vibe, and that's all it is. What about you, Mayhem?
Yeah, I agree with that so much. It's crazy. Almost like it's like there's a chain of command almost. Like if you bring a homeboy in, I trust you, so he cool with me too. I don't think any of my boys would bring some fuck nigga around me, so I never like on alert. And if anything, if you fuck with them, I know your personality. I'm pretty sure like I will vibe with them too. So it's almost like a commonality thing. I feel like most men across the board have more things alike than dislikes. So it's pretty simple, especially if you got like weed involved. It's always an icebreaker. And so like you bring a person along, at
You
least for me.
smoke? You smoke, bro? Cool. Here you go.
Exactly. And it's super easy at that point. At that point, it's like, okay, we can all chill. Like, and then, like you said, it'll be like, you can bring a whole boy in. We might not know each other's name at all, but we laughing in that bitch, kiki, ha ha, like as if we boys from 14 years, because it's so simple. We ain't gotta do the extra shit. We ain't gotta, figure out, where you went to school at, or I don't really care about that. It's like it's more so this: is you just a funny person? Do you have a personality, or you might just be a reserved person? It's cool. I feel like everybody just be chilling. At least from a men's perspective, like I've been in a room where it'd be like a bunch of men around just chilling, hanging out. No arguments have ever happened. I'm talking about rooms of 20, 25 men. It'd be chilling. There ain't no arguments, ain't no petty comments, ain't no back and forth. I feel like it would be very seldom like I ever see a bunch of women, like 20 plus in one room, and they all be like good positive energy. Yeah, let me know if I'm wrong, but I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen that one Instagram story. I see a bunch of women hanging out, and it'd be like, "Oh, we're cool. We just met for the first time." Like I've been in mad rooms where I met dudes for the first time, and it'd be mad cool, be mad easy vibes. Brunch be cool. We all drunk and high at the same time. So I just feel like this is a
Okay.
difference. Like I don't have no problem mixing friend groups, but don't get me wrong. There's a place and time for everything. Especially you
Mhm.
talking about like when you start getting involved with like the fraternity shit versus like regular friends. That's a whole
Mhm.
different concept. But like just regular friend groups, super easy. If you smoke, like sports, drink, nah, we all good.
Okay, okay. What about you, Vanilla? What's your take on it?
Um, I'm sorry. I read one of the comments and it kind of hit my chest a little hard. Give me a second, please, so I could gather myself. But Ali, go ahead. I wanna hear your response.
She's
I was
like,
like,
I need the moment.
phew. So for me, I would say that I have tried the mixing friend groups, and who boy, first time I did it was a birthday dinner down in Miami. I will never. I mixed church friends with school friends with coworkers. I just tried to have everybody there celebrating, and I thought it was cool until the coworkers started trying to hit on the church friends and started trying to hit on my, different friends, and I was like, oof, yeah, that was bad.
You brought
And
some
then so
vultures
I
to the Ooh, you brought some vultures
had
out. All we saw was
listen,
prey. It's go time.
listen, it was terrible. So I told myself I was like, I will never mix again, and then I did it again last year, and it was it. Yes, your reaction, LB, was exactly my reaction. It was bad. So I've come to the conclusion that I don't want to mix friend groups unless I know like the people are all straight. Like this past birthday, like I told you, it was full of surprises. My best friend came up and she had a blast, and I mixed different friend groups. I had my PB there, I had just my friends, my fam there, and then I had my best friend. So that was amazing, but it's because I had known the vibes, and the person that put the weekend together knew the vibes, and it was good. It was good. It was healthy. It was fun. But as far as like different people, like if it's like all girls, I probably won't mix all girls ever again. Ever.
I'm mad he hit me up last minute about everything.
I didn't get hit up at all. Even though I wasn't in town, I still wanted to have the opportunity to say,
That's why you didn't get hit up.
no. It's cool.
Exactly.
It's cool. Next.
It is because I asked. I asked.
Now you
I
can I
asked.
don't even know who we talking about, but it's cool. No, can you read this comment for me, Simone, please? As she tried to drink that soda.
All right. It's so many. I was trying to swallow. I was like, okay. So from Miss Sentley, hey girl. So Miss Sentley said, if my voice would work, it can be different energy hanging out with people that are in relationships versus your single friends. That is true. But there is one couple that I completely adore hanging out with, love them to death. That's my fave and his lady, as he refers to her. Love hanging out with them. Jordan, he's usually here. But yeah, him and his lady, love hanging out with them. But you're right. The people that are single versus the ones in relationships, there is a big difference.
There is a part two. There's a part two. I just posted it up there.
Hold on, it's lagging a little bit. Okay, so when you don't want your significant other there because you can't act the same, it becomes an issue.
Why are you acting different?
Interesting. Yeah.
Stop
So
this.
for
Doing
me,
that.
Okay. Okay, let's
wait,
pause. This is a quick timeout. Quick timeout.
wait,
Quick timeout.
wait. Hold on,
Nobody's gonna
Mayhem.
say
Hold on, Mayhem. So one of my exes, though, me and him were friends for over 10 years, and I never had to act different around him because um I don't know. I was always myself. So when it came to him, like I never acted different. But that was
no.
the
I
only
the question
significant other I brought around my
the
friends.
question is
So,
stating, like, say for instance, you got a group of homegirls, right?
hmm
And you particularly probably don't you act a little bit different when your significant other is around them versus when they're not there. And I think that's a
hmm
complete and utterly normal thing to do because
hmm
nobody is going to be their complete, unfiltered self with the person that they care for, they're in a relationship with, versus a bunch of motherfuckers who just they can talk shit with and laugh and have fun with.
I
Now, it also
second
comes
that.
to the fact
I second
that
that.
it matters, what type of person you dating. Like if you know your
hmm
person you dating is a goofy, laughing motherfucker, like don't give a fuck about a lot
hmm
of shit. You got a bunch of other friends who are like that, and you're like maybe you're a passive person, maybe you're more of a quiet, soft spoken person. The two things already don't mix. So when you have
Correct.
an overload of it, like a bunch of people who are like your significant other versus just that one,
hmm
tiny sample, it can it's we all do chemistry. Like it don't mix.
hmm
It might fuck
It
around and
doesn't.
explode. Yeah, you got too
Yeah.
much of one thing, you mix a little bit of other thing, it might explode. So I feel like sometimes people take it out of context and they don't understand quite frankly. But the thing is, that's why I think it's super important. Going back to our
hmm
previous topic, to have different, have your own friend group base because you can't
Correct.
handle your man's friend groups or your woman's friend. Like you shouldn't get. They're not
hmm
your friends, so you're not even equipped.
Yeah.
You're not even equipped to handle them because they're not your friends. You don't know them. You
Correct.
haven't, built that relationship with them to even
hmm
understand why your significant other acts a different way. They know two different people than you do. It's not to say that
See,
they're switching up or they're different. It's just there's different sides to everybody. You're not going to tell them
that's
you act the same way with your mom, the same way you act
yeah.
with your girl versus the same way with your grandma versus the same way with
hmm
who knows some dude that you met in the club last night. Like there's different phases
hmm
to every single thing, and just with that, you're gonna act. I'm not saying you're a completely different person. Like it's a difference between being like an ain't shit nigga and versus with your homeboys than being like, Prince Charming with your girl. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
hmm
there's a slight variation between the type of jokes you can make, the type of unfilteredness you can say versus when you with your lady and you gotta be a little more cognizant about the things you say and kind of watch what you say.
See, I think that differs. And sorry, LB, I didn't need to cut you off. But I think that might have been the difference with my last relationship because, like I said, me and him were friends for 10 years. We had basically the same friend group. So, like what you say about being unfiltered around your homeboys, I saw him throughout that phase. We basically low key grew up together. So, I knew his friends, he knew my friends. So, it wasn't awkward for us to be ourselves. I think that applies more. Like, depending on, again, the foundation that you and that person built and how long you've known that person. Because as for me, I want to see all sides of the person that I plan to marry, like I intend to marry. So with him, when he used to talk reckless and when he would be, playing the game, cussing, he couldn't dance, he had no rhythm. Like I wanted to see all those sides because it's like I don't want us to get married and then I'm like, dang, this is how you really talk to your homeboys, or this is how you really felt about this. Like I would want to know those sides. It doesn't matter. Be your unfiltered self. So again, I agree, but it depends on the foundation you have with that person. And some people you don't have to bring around your friends because they're your friends. But with me and him, that was different because we all grew up in the same group. So I didn't have to worry about that, and neither did he. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know that's rare.
Now, Sentley did come back with the third part of this, talking about type of friends, mixing type of friends. Can you read that for me, Simone, please?
Of course. I think mixing friend groups can depend on the personality types of the friend. I wouldn't mix a loud friend with a very quiet person. Yeah, I've had that
Yes.
too.
I agree with that. And I can honestly say I'm the type of person that I can fit in almost anywhere. Like me and my brother are that we're just that type where if you're quiet, we can be quiet too. If we're loud, we can be loud too. Like it's no problem with me fit in. So I do have quiet friends, like my best friend Brianna. Nobody knows her because she's so quiet. So I keep her to herself. And we hang out, it's me and her. It's certain people I can bring around her that I know they can be chill too, but I know they could be just as loud. My sister Lemon Drop. Can't introduce her to nobody.
Oh, I still remember the first time I met her. I love that girl. I love that girl. I always got her back. But boy, she is not a friendly person when she first meets you. She don't get
Not at
it.
all.
She is not, and she the smallest thing in the room. But don't try it. That little motherfucker spider monkey your ass. Now we got one more. We got another comment that I want you to read. Vanilla, if you can do that for me. This is from Ash Tay the Gang.
She said, I said I have a friend I've known for 3 years, and she's been the greatest friend I've had my whole life, like never switched up on me, and she's been a better friend than my girlfriends of 10 plus years.
Is she talking about you?
I don't know. Are you talking about me?
You hope she talking about because you don't want to be like, oh, that's so sweet. And she like, oh no, I'm talking about Rebecca.
Let's do the math because let's see. I moved here 4 years ago. Me and her met 3 years ago and literally been side by side.
The math.
Since.
I honestly, when I first met y'all, I thought y'all was a couple. That's how cool y'all was. I was like, are they? And they're like, no, they're not. Oh, I don't know.
I'm not even allowed to call her Ashtay. Like, that's not her name. Her name is Friend. That's her name.
That sounds like what y'all call y'all side nigga. Oh, that's friend. Whenever a girl be like, hey, friend, they trying to let you know, hey, somebody around that they don't need to hear what go on. Like, all right, what up, friend? We still fucking tonight, friend? All right, friend. Holla at you.
Even to this day, people who just meet us, they think that we lived. Her dad thinks that we live together. Like, and he knows we don't live together.
Shoot, I thought y'all lived together.
It's because we're always together. Like she has a key to my place. I'm always at her place. If I didn't do something, she goes and do it. Like I don't have to ask her. She doesn't have to ask me. We just do for each other. Like it just naturally just happens.
Sound like a good relationship to me.
It's a great relationship. And she knows she's annoying. That's a great part.
Very healthy.
I've been around all y'all. Y'all annoying to each other. I've been around your whole little circle, and I don't get it because I would have been ended that friendship if this is what goes on all the time. Like the fuck, but no, it works for y'all, and that's what's important. You know how they say you're gonna meet. You get three important for men. They say you got three important women in your life that you're gonna meet. Don't fuck it up with all three. And with friends, I think you get around that same amount. You know, you get a handful of friends that's going to be there for you. So make sure you're there for them. And I had to work on that as a younger person. I took my friendships for granted, meaning I was focused. I took my family relationships for granted. I was always busy, always focused on grind. I'm trying to get to this goal. Only to, realize that I've neglected my family or my friends. So my biggest thing is trying to make sure I'm a better friend. And Family member to those who care. She want to make it clear. She says, Vanilla, not even my side nigga. She's my main. Ooh, bitch.
Why I gotta be a nigga?
Because we do know sometimes you be like a little boy when you have your hair braided. Like a little boy.
That's gonna be me tomorrow.
I'm glad it's not you tonight because you would not be on camera. All right, so. All right. What is called? I feel like I'm missing something. We had another one, right? Oh, why friendships end in Miami? Why friendships end? And hold up, Simone said something about Miami earlier too. See, so why friendships end in Miami? Go.
Honestly, my best friendship, my sister, we started in Miami, so I haven't experienced that. I had a friendship kind of sort of end in another country, but it wasn't Miami.
You know what? We're not even gonna go on that. That's between y'all. I was like I was there. Okay.
But yeah, honestly, I don't know. I think Mayhem had a good perspective on this, but for me, Miami is a very materialistic city. So growing up, people tended to befriend you based on what you had, how you looked. If you were the prettiest woman, as Mayhem says, they tended to cling to you because they knew that the guys would come to you, so they could get the guys.
I'm sorry, we're gonna redirect your answer because we're not talking about growing up in Miami. I'm talking about when they take them trips to Miami. When y'all be like, "Girl, we going to Miami for spring break," and come back, y'all don't like each other. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's never happened to me, so I can't speak on that. When I went to Miami with my friends, we came back friends because it was for Carnival. We were there to have a good time. So, yeah.
I'm gonna read Ashley comment because I'm gonna comment on that. I don't mix my friend groups, but me met all my friends, but I wouldn't say I mixed them if that makes sense. I can see what she's saying
it
there.
doesn't make sense. Maybe your friend can't translate. Thank you.
There are certain friends of hers that I understand why they're friends.
I hope you're not talking about Peabody. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
No, I'm not referring to her. If this was when I first met her, yes. But it's certain people that, I just look at them like I understood why they became your friend and how they became your friend. But as of now, no, I don't. And so like we do socialize. I do out of respect them and say hi, and they respect me and say hi, but we know we'll never cross the bridge where we're both hanging out together with Ashtay. Sorry, friend. But that bridge would never be crossed, and we understand that. But we know each other. We know each other exists, and not to cross no boundaries when it comes to this side. Okay, like I'm here and I'm not moving. That's how I don't know what to tell you. As far as friendships in Miami, there was a time I did go down for spring break. And every time I go down for spring break, I'm celebrating my birthday. Now granted, this friend or acquaintance or whatever anyway, that thing actually stayed in Miami. But all of us, we had to travel from different states and stuff like that to come back home. She was supposed to stay in the hotel with us, but her man last minute, after she already paid the money for the hotel, the events, all this stuff, she was like, "Oh, my man don't want me to go," and never showed up. Same man that we've been warning her about, that constantly cheated on her, that took her car to take another girl out for Valentine's Day. Like, ma'am, what are you doing? And you really just put my birthday over. You put your man over my birthday when he's.
Wait. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I just want to make sure I heard that correctly. So he used her car to take another woman out on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
That's a different type of disrespect.
Exactly. And she's still with him. To this day, she's still with him. But What killed me is that he told you he didn't want you to stay in a hotel with us because he didn't want you with us, but he's going to all the same parties we're going to. And he's purposely not taking you to these parties. Why? Because he's being a hoe. He's always been a hoe. I've been to parties with him. I used to hang out with him.
Old. This can't be adults. Like, this can't be. Like, this is some high school bullshit. Like, I don't even hang with people in these circles. So, because I would, what? She dumb, and
She got cut off.
and he just doing whatever she allowed him to do. She dumb. I'm sorry. Tell your friend or your ex-friend she dumb as fuck.
I ain't talking to her at
I
all.
don't.
She ain't gonna hear from me.
I don't know. He might have a point though.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
that she allowed him to do all that and she's still with him. That's the part I'm saying dumb.
Yeah, I was saying him not bringing her to certain places. I might feel him. She might.
Oh,
You know,
yeah. It's certain
might be
things
alive.
that it's like, hey, you know, if we go, you there with your girls, I'm there with my boys, cool. But
Right.
you know, we may have our own rules that we say, I don't do this, don't do that, whatever. But certain things I'm not pulling up with you at, you know. But now I'm not in those kind of circles anymore, so she can come wherever I'm at.
Okay. Now, see, at the time, this is how Miami worked for us. We know all the promoters. We know the people that throws the parties. We're that group of people that we're cool with them to the point where we get in for free. He's the same group. We're all in the same group. He didn't want her to pull up to the parties because, and all of us knew this in the group and we told her about it, but she didn't want to listen. He was messing with another dime who was going to the same parties. So he purposely made sure she didn't come to my birthday because he
Mm.
parties. And then whilst we're there, I witnessed it. I watched him link up with Dime at every party we went to for that spring break. It was
Crazy.
sad. So
Crazy.
sad.
Sound like that's proper management.
No, it's dumb because you know that we're there. We can tell her. We can see you. You're not
Oh,
invisible.
wrong. He is a brave soul. I'll give it that. He definitely is a brave soul. You can't like be too out in the open with it. You be smart about it. Like, he's sloppy with it. So he knock off a couple points. But I feel him on some other things though. Not bringing your shorties to every single function you at. I feel sometimes you want to be able to be out and about with your boys and just be like, I ain't got to worry about entertaining somebody else. I ain't got to worry about you having fun. I ain't got to worry about buying you drinks. I ain't got to worry about X, Y, and Z. Sometimes you can just have fun by yourself without worrying about somebody else. Like, not saying that it's not fun to go step out with your partner. It's always fun. It's always a fun time. But sometimes you want to get out by yourself. Like, okay, like I'm still have individuality. Like I'm still me. I still have my own things going.
Yes, I'm a strong advocate of that.
That's understandable. Like I feel like
Mhm.
sometimes we don't have to go everywhere with our guys. They don't gotta go everywhere with us. And that's perfectly fine. Honestly. But when I know you're doing it for selfish reasons, like you trying to be sneaky, it's like, why are we together? Why are we wasting time?
Right. And I just feel like for again, throwing it back to even with my ex, even though we grew up with the same friends, I was not always up under him because I would hang out with my coworkers, I would hang out with my classmates. So we still had our separate friend groups. But if we all mixed, we were okay. So I think that that's pretty healthy too.
I think at the end of the day, it shouldn't be an issue. Friends are your friends. It should be, hey, if you really fuck with this person, you know that they understand you and they wouldn't bring anyone around that doesn't match your vibe. Period. Let that shit go. I think women are just petty on a lot of levels when it comes to that shit, because it can even be like if you're out of town. Say for instance you're out of town or you're somewhere with a group of people and it's male and females. Your female friends will be upset that you invited other females that you met there to come hang out. Like, bitch, I put in for these drinks. I didn't ask you to pay for none of this. And they just like, why you inviting other people? We're vibing. Bitch, you ain't fucking. They
Please,
are. But-
please read these comments. I need these comments. These comments are hilarious.
Oh man, hold on. Let me see where we at. So let's go down this. So all right, Ashley talking about Peabody. Peabody used to be my man. And we're not gonna tell the story about Peabody, but it is what it is. Let's see, Ashtay talking about LB Easy drinking blue juice and not sharing. No, I'm not drinking blue juice. Matter of fact, I'm not making blue juice for the next 3 months.
I have a question. Peabody was Peabody shaped like a pea?
No, Peabody peed. Yes, we're not gonna say where. Let's just say Peabody got drunk and peed. Oh yes. Why everybody got quiet? Like, oh yeah. Let's see. Sidney talking about then be single. Like
That part.
let's see here. Oh dang, y'all was really on it. I wasn't even paying attention to this. Let's see here. If other women will be there and you can't bring your girl, be single. I think it's based off your relationship stand. Like I honestly do. I think it's based off your relationship. And if your significant other is telling you that, hey, I want to be present at all this stuff, then okay. But also, I just know with me personally, my lady is invited wherever I go. However, if I'm there working or they're doing stuff I need to do, chill in this section. Let me go do what I need to do. You know, but let's see.
I got a comment.
Yes.
You see Ashley?
Okay.
That was the funny one.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna get ready to pull up. Go ahead.
I actually had to deal with this at one point. He would tell me, "Oh, I'm going out with the guys. It's gonna be a guys' night." Okay, cool. But when I look at your story, there's girls there, girls that you consider your friends, or girls that's been around at other functions, like family functions that we went to and stuff like that. That's not a guy. Last time I checked, she got a pussy between her legs. So what happened to guys' night?
What if she gay?
She's not. I know. She's not. Trust me, I wanted her.
Wasn't expecting that
Yes.
response.
Can I chime in for the men's side? I'm gonna chime in for
Go
the
ahead,
men's side.
Mayhem.
I think that most people don't understand the concept of space. Like there's a healthy amount of space I think every relationship should kind of encounter while you're in a dating phase. Marriage a little bit different. I get that you said an oath, your vow, you're together all the time, like you share a last name, you share thousands of things together. When you're going through the dating phase, I think it's very vital and important to understand how people move and about. There's a certain level of, you got to have the balance. I think there's a duality in everything. You can have your time with your lady, and you can have your time with your boys. Now, I'm not saying you should, mix certain things all the time, but I think certain times there should be a certain level of separation, like if I want to go out and have a guy's night, that should be totally acceptable, Now, if somebody, what the problem that happens is, as men, like we say, we don't usually go into detail a lot of the times. So if I'm a dude and I'm hanging out with like 5-6 guys, and all of a sudden one of the people who might not even be my close homeboy might be a friend of a friend or somebody else, and they bring a woman, and then you see that on your Snapchat, you see that on an Instagram story or something of that nature. That's not on me. I can't control the situation. I feel like some people feel
I
like
have to vouch for that. Because if
People
people
think
will
you-
be like, hey fellas, we finna just link up, boom, boom, and somebody bring like nigga.
it always happens though. That situation happens so much. Like there's almost like a pot. Most men throwing like, yo, who gonna bring a woman with them today? Like, even though you can have the clearest instructions. Like, oh, we
That's
just how fellas out.
understandable, though.
Not all the time though.
Not
No. Okay. See, that's understandable with me. But my thing was with her, she wasn't brought by nobody. She it's like
She showed
it's like
up.
they consider
It's a
it's
free
like they
country.
consider her one of the guys. And if that's the case, make that known. If you
Wait, you
consider
said
her one of
she
the
wasn't
guys,
invited though. You said she wasn't invited, so she clearly not one of the guys. If she wasn't invited,
So how did
She
she get
wasn't-
there?
she
this
wasn't,
a
like,
public-
brought
What-
to
wait,
the
wait,
event
Wait, let's
by
get
a
the details.
guy.
You know how I am about these details. You know how I am. Is this a open place, a public place, or is this somebody's home?
Both.
No. Is it a
No,
club?
she's got invited to both.
Is it a club,
What
or
Sam
is it
talking
a
about?
bar, or is it somebody's house? That's what I'm asking for this situation that you're talking about. Don't say both. Which one are you talking about? Because if it's a club or a bar, that's a public place. You know how many times I walk in the city and I see people I don't know that knows me? You know how many times that I walk in somewhere and it's, oh, what up, LB? And now I went in there. I was there by myself. You know how many times I go somewhere by myself and end up with a table full of people? It happens. Now, if there's at a house, is that my house? If it's not my house, I cannot tell somebody not to invite somebody to their house.
Okay. So since we're talking about the house situation, because
So now she finna
the
switch
party?
up. She
All right.
finna
I'm
Alright,
gonna make this comment. With the club situation, I did not know her. Okay, so I had him
So what's the
introduce
club?
us.
Thank you for clarifying.
I had her introduce us.
Shitty
We
boys
was
up.
rocking. She said some foul crap. I said no, I don't like her. We met again. Gave her the benefit of the doubt. We cool. With the house situation, she was
You
not
didn't like her
brought
off of
to the
what?
house. Huh?
How did you make the assumption you didn't like her?
Oh no, we were actually vibing together, and she said some foul stuff to me. And I was like, first of all, you shouldn't even be commenting on my relationship like that in the first place. Like, who are you? Like, it was dumb foul. Like, even her friend looked at her like, bro, what is wrong with you? But with the house situation, she was not brought there by another guy. It's like they had a group chat or something, and she's in the group chat, and she's the only female in the group chat with these other guys. And it's like, if you're considering her one of the guys, just say that. But I shouldn't have to always pop up or going through like stories and yours pop up and she's there and I'm like, why is she there? You just told me you're having a guys' night. Make it known that you consider her one of the guys. That's fine. I have male friends
How many guys are in
that's
this
always
circle?
around us girls.
How many guys are in this circle? That means it's more than just him. So if of another guy in the circle consider her to be one of the friends, he's going to invite her. We don't literally when we're saying, hey, we finna do this, that text message go out randomly. Hey, I'm here. Oh, I'll pull up. I bet. That's what it does. We don't sit down and say, all right, so who's coming? Let's take attendance. This person's coming. When they get there, they get there. This is who's there. This is who. Oh, okay. Well, you brought. All right, cool. And then some of us, we may be like, God damn, I know they're going to trip when they see this shit on the fucking picture. So you try to take a picture. You try to be as
crazy.
nonchalant as possible. Shoulder turned away from this motherfucker. You don't want to be too close in the picture. It is like you want to hold up a sign and say, I did not know they will be here. But you can't. It is what it is. But the first thing women look at is, you knew that bitch was going to be there. No, I didn't. Did she ride with me?
You know what's crazy? I'll make a comment on that because I've been the female that's been invited by the guy friend. And it's crazy
here,
because
I
I've seen the females who are not the guy's girlfriends or they not fucking the guys, nothing. I've seen the females get offended like, oh, I bet you're with Simone, huh? Oh, never mind. I see you're with Simone. And they get jealous. Mind you, again, not the guy's girlfriend, not the guy's fuck buddy, but they will literally text the guy and be like, oh, I see Simone's there. Oh, never mind. Have fun. Have a good night. So I've been on the opposite end of being the girl that was invited, literally, not because I'm smashing them or nothing, but just because they're like, oh yeah, come on, bring her. They don't say I'm one of the guys though. They don't say I'm one of the guys. But if they're just like, okay, if she's not doing anything, let me bring her
You know
along.
how to vibe.
I've been
You know how to
been
vibe in the circle. But it goes right back to what Mayhem said earlier, while women see other women as competition. It doesn't fucking matter. They see them as competition. It's period. The first thing they saying is you're trying to fuck that bitch or she's trying to fuck you. That's the first thing.
And
Be like, she got a whole girlfriend. She ain't never looked at a dick. She not looking for me.
so I want to read Ashay's comment real quick. The one that says, but if you don't elaborate on who's there, that's sneaky and sus. I would disagree with that depending on the relationship that said girl has with the guy. Because again, I'm just a friend. And like your next comment, Ashtay, they're just jealous. I agree. So they're just friends of him, but because they're jealous of the relationship or the friendship that I have with said male, it's a big deal. It's a problem. Oh, Simone's there again. Why is Simone there? So
And
it's not sneaky on the guy's part because I'm just legitimately just a friend.
you know
But
why,
it's an
Simone?
issue because I'm
Also,
there and they're not.
they probably don't have their
Go
own.
ahead, man.
That goes back to what I said originally. They don't have
Mhm.
their own friend group. That's what it comes to. If you got enough time to be checking everybody who out with me, like all these stories and Instagram
Yes.
stories, get your own friend group. You should be out
Mhm.
too, but with your friends. Like it
Mhm.
shouldn't be a let me see who all there. Like if you out having fun, the same time I'm out having fun, then we all having fun. We ain't got enough time to stalk each other.
Can I ask?
It
Can I?
is
Let me say this. Let me say this. I think the most important thing is this: we can say what we want to fucking say, but if communication between the two people in a fucking relationship is not had, because if you got two people in a relationship that think like, well, if you said it's guys, it's supposed to be all guys. If you say it's girls, it's supposed to be all girls. You have no problem because y'all on the same fucking page. But if one person is more social than the other, or one person thinks more casual of the topic than the other, then what's going to happen is you're going to have this back and forth. So y'all have to have that conversation and have an understanding. Hey, if we're going to be together, all right, if I'm more casual with it, I'm going to be more mindful of the situation. And I'm not saying I'm going to leave or I'm not going to show up to something, but if I notice it, hey, you know, okay, I'm going to be
crazy,
mindful
my
of it
boy.
and I'll move differently. I may not stand next to him, I'll stand to the other side. You know that I'm going to make my adjustments because I want you to feel more comfortable, even though you're not there. So when the picture is taken, I may stand on the other side with that they stand in. Whatever. But the person that is like, well, if you said it's going to be all guys, it's supposed to be all guys. Or if you said it's all going to be girls, it's going to be all girls. They have to be understanding and knowing that you don't control a public place. It's not as if they went by themselves. Now, if your significant other went by themselves and they're in a picture with another motherfucker, then it's, hold up, motherfucker. You think you're motherfucking slick. But if it's a group of people, you don't control who's there. So both parties have to make adjustments and understand, because if you're always nagging or always arguing or always being defensive with your significant other, eventually they're going to either say, one, fuck it, I might as well do it. Two, fuck it, I don't need this. Or three, she going to get mad anyways. So you have to really think about that. You have to really think about that. And y'all have to have that understanding. So both people have to make some kind of compromise to kind of meet in the middle. But you have to understand that opposites attract. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up dating somebody that don't vibe the same way you vibe. Even though y'all can meet on the middles and so many things, there may be certain things that you just don't like that they do. Now you have to make in your mind, is that enough for you to say, fuck this relationship? Or is that something you could say, all right, well, I just have to adjust to that. That's where it comes down to. And nobody's going to have the right answer. It's based off your relationship. Let's see what we had here in the comment section. We had,
A lot going on.
Okay. I guess Ashton agreed with the City Boys up one. Let's say, okay, but don't elaborate. That's sneaky. They just be jealous, babe. All right. I mean, in terms of friend situations, that's sneaky and sus. I don't think so. And definitely sneaky. Nope. Let's see. I've been in that situation multiple times. Well, girls seen all right,
She
see
messy.
me as competition, and I just be chilling. I don't even know. Oh, I got that. I dick. I don't even know why these fools see me as competition.
He said I dick.
Yeah, I'm like, I dick. I got it. I don't even know.
ID.
All right, so let's see here. You're clit, not a dick. You're not one of the guys. No,
Get-
women are
I
on it.
There's some that may object.
Hey, so some of these girls will rub them clits together. Hey, you rub two sticks together, you gonna get five. What you say, Vanilla? I'm right or I'm wrong? Huh? If you can, you can hear. All right, let's see. What this said. Mayhem, why you waving your hand so much?
Boy, it's
Please.
Christian.
I really think that this is you're gonna have a male and a female side point of view. And even if you don't have male and female, you're gonna have difference in opinion because some people are just more laid back with the whole male female friend shit than others. I know me personally, I do not like I'm not gonna be okay with my significant other being out with another dude. Like just her and this other dude. That would never fucking be good with me. I'm gonna always stand up on that. However, if I know you're out with people and dudes happen to be there, it's one thing if you have, a dude showed up. But when that motherfucker is 4 girls and 4 dudes, that's a group date. That's a group date, my nigga. So it's stuff like
They
that.
playing that shit out.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a little different. See, now there's
Also, women plan out
there.
their events. Women take
Fact.
fucking attendance. But
Like, that's a little different. So I think most women they know what they doing on Monday. They know they all hanging out, what time they hanging out, who house they going to the pregame first with. You know how many times?
But most
now,
importantly,
man,
they know their cover story. So if you don't know what's going on, everybody in the group know what's going on. So when she not picking up the phone and you like, man, let me hit up Tiffany real quick. Tiffany like, oh, she in the bathroom. I have a call her right back. Tiffany finna call and say, girl, call your man back. Tell that nigga walk away from the table.
I just think there's a vast difference in like different type of people. Like I don't think like most men think that way. Like I just don't. I don't think we're programmed to think that way. So I think it's kind of odd that I feel like most people expect men to think the same way women do. I feel like it's just two different types of people. I feel like innately we're all just different, But communication might be a little different sometimes. But overall, I feel like don't get me wrong. If it's like an even proportion, like it's an even ratio, that's definitely calls for red flag. I would be like, okay, it's a little odd. Like, there's no way you coincidentally had the same amount of niggas with the same amount of women. Like, I don't think that's rocking. But there's like 2 women that happen to come along because it's like a group of 5, and 2 people who might be single in the group, they can still exercise their singleness. That has nothing to do with the 3 men who are faithful in their relationships. I feel like all can be one and all have a great time. Sometimes they might just want to, step out without having a significant other in their arm. It's completely okay. I feel like everybody should be able to live their life accordingly, and you should accept it. It's not a double standard. Because me personally, unlike LB, this is where we differ. I'm okay with my woman having male friends and hanging out with male friends. I believe in reciprocity.
You are so right. That's where we differ. Because if there ain't no blood in the motherfucking veins, that nigga should not be around here. I don't care how gay you say he is. That no.
I don't want to be gay.
I'm good. No, I'm good. No, bro. No. I was raised, don't leave no swinging dicks around your chick. That's how I was raised.
But my thing is, I really believe in this R word, reciprocity. I live and die by this. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I got homegirls who I can particularly. I feel like I should be able to hang out with one-on-one, like go get a lunch sometime to get into town, or if I go to a city, we have lunch or something like that. That's how you maintain friendships and things of that nature. So I have no issue with that. Only time I have an issue with if it becomes flirtatious or if a person has previously tried to make an advance at you. That's a completely different uncharted waters for a different pod, though. We're gonna have to table that one, but overall, I just believe in reciprocity. So if a woman was out with a bunch of her homegirls and all of a sudden a dude popped up in one of the pictures, sure, you can bring it up. But am I gonna show up with the Glock ready to shoot everybody in the club? Like, no, I don't think it's that cause of concern. So I think it's levels to it. Definitely levels to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's also. Oh, go ahead, Vanilla.
I agree. And the only reason I agree is because I'm a very social person. Like, even though I don't like people, I easily get along with people. Like, I know one of the brunches coming up now, I've gotten hit up by 1,000,001 people that's going. who are ready to see me before, during, and after brunch. And I'm just like, relax. But and that's why when it comes to, I'm bringing it back to the guys' night out, but hear me out, right? When it comes to that, I just need communication. Like if a chick shows up, be like, hey, there's a dime here, just letting you know. Cool. So I don't get hit with no surprises. Cause now granted, this is between me and my ex. We already had this agreement. We talked about it. We had an
So
agreement.
you want your man to say, if y'all at an event and every bad bitch that walk in the room, he say, it's a dime here. Your phone
No, I'm talking.
your phone
I'm not talking about an event. Not talking about an event. Like the house situation. Because if we're at an event, I ain't gonna lie to
Why
you.
is he looking at her like that? Why? I wouldn't want my girl telling me, hey, it's a fine nigga here. No, I'm not gonna tell her. Hey, it's some bad bitches in this bitch. She gonna be like, why you looking? Like you get, like you, women are so, like, y'all motherfuckers don't think when y'all ask for shit sometimes.
No. He's the one who asked for this because, as you know, I am a very social person. There's been incidents
he asked
already.
because your ass was out here talking about there's some fine niggas in here.
No, he asked because this is around the time we met.
Around we met.
Yes, around the time we
so
met.
she was asking about me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I am a handsome guy.
He didn't trust. He didn't believe that. I was just going over to your house to help or do this and do that. Like when you had game night and I came over for game night, that was an issue. For why, I don't know. But yet you can go have a game night at your homeboy's house and a girl shows up. This is not even just a girl. This is not even girl guy event. It's a mixed group of people. You're having a guy's game night and you got a girl there. But it's wrong for me to go out to a mixed event because you don't know the guy that invited me.
See, and I understand that concern. However, it goes back to the thing of this is not simply a social relationship. And I have to make that clear because I have a female assistant. So when I meet a young lady, she's like, who is this? No, wait. Well, first off, one, don't come in between me and my money. That's one. Because the money allows us to do the shit you like to do. Two, this is business. This isn't me. And let's be clear. I'm not saying this is business in the sense of an OnlyFans female saying, this is business. You get me? No, bitch. That's prostitution. Like, come on. But
Your sister fine too.
Get your business how you get it. But I'm not saying this business and throwing dick at my assistant. That's not happening. So it's like, I understand that, but it's a difference between you just being around a whole bunch of females and you being around people that you're doing business with. That's the difference. So I had to say that in there. Let's see here. We had a couple comments in here. I just want to drop it here before we get ready to head up out of here. Let's see here. Why y'all keep...
No, it's not sus. No, it is not sus.
We
I'll
keep
say
clearing our arms.
you're
We're trying to
projecting.
fly away.
Stop
No,
projecting
flaring
on
our
men.
arms because it's really like we're like, how do y'all think this way and think it's okay? This shit don't make no sense to nobody but y'all. But y'all date us. If you want the stuff that y'all think to make sense to somebody you're dating, date women. Period.
Nice.
Date women. Because
I
men
feel
don't
it's not
think like
sexual.
women. That's why there's men and women. That's why we're two different people. We don't think the same. We don't act the same. And if a man start acting like a woman or talking like a woman or feeling like a woman or anything like that, what they gonna say? That's sus. You get me? Like, come on, let's be real. We're different for a reason. We're yin and motherfucking yang. Stop trying to make us yin and yang. Yang and yang. It doesn't work that way.
I agree.
Right. Let's see here. What we have.
Thanks, baby.
All right, then we have some laughing. So, all right, we got everybody joking in this shit. Honestly, I think I think we're really on a point where hey, and I like a girl, I like girls. It is what it is. Let's have fun. But what you have to think of is this. Whenever you're in a relationship, all jokes aside, communicate. But don't just communicate to get your point across. Don't just communicate simply because you want what you want to be known. Because when you open that line of communication, that means it's back and forth. So your significant other, the same way you're saying the things you want to see, they're going to tell you the things they want to see, the things they want. And if you can't give them those things, if you're not willing to sacrifice some things you want for them, don't expect for them to sacrifice some things they want for you. It has to be give and take. You can't just simply say, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, and don't listen to shit that they don't like. It has to be a give and take situation. And I think a lot of people get into relationships, and sadly a lot of women, because we get into this mindset of happy wife, happy life bullshit, and start thinking that the happiness of a man isn't there. Why do you think men die faster than women? It's not only because we don't go to the doctors as frequently as y'all motherfuckers, but it's also because of the stress. We hold a lot of shit in. It doesn't make it good, but we hold a lot of shit in. And our thing is always, think about it. When your mama make dinner, what your daddy say? Make sure you tell your mama the dinner was good. When your mama get dressed, make sure you tell your mama she pretty. When your mama, it's always make sure. But daddy, what he get for Father's Day? A fucking tie. What he gets for Father's Day? Some made up bullshit. And most women that give him for a holiday, I gave you some pussy. We don't want that damn pussy. We had 365 days a year. It's just like, when it comes to us, we get the bullshit and y'all want all that. No, we have to really work on that. Communicate what you want and meet in the fucking middle, or be single or date a woman. Period. Because you get mad at men for being men, but then get mad at them for not being men. You got to choose one. Choose a battle.
Preach.
All right, let's see what Ash had to say, then we're going to get up out of here. Communication is the foundation of a relationship. If you don't have that, nothing would work. That's 100% true. But communication, we have to realize you have to communicate. You have to listen to understand, not listen to respond. Motherfuckers coming there with a game plan, like they Bill Belichick, and they motherfucker like, all right, this the play we're going to run. No! If they say this is what I'm going to do. If they do this is what I'm going to do. No. What you need to do is listen to them. If you're listening, you can make things happen. What happens is you're listening to see if they listen to you. And then get mad at them because they didn't listen to what you had to say. But now they're mad at you because you haven't listened to anything they had to say. And when I say listen, stop hearing what the fuck you wanted to hear. Hear what the fuck people say to you. People tell you exactly what the fuck they mean. But you hear it and say, well, you just called me. No, I didn't call you that. I said this. So we got to work on that.
Come on,
communication,
Pastor.
ladies and gentlemen. We gotta
Yes,
work on that
sir.
communication. We're going to go ahead and let this one die out for the day. Now, any closing remarks? Let's start with Vanilla.
I'm sorry. The crackhead moment just counted. I want to thank everybody who joined us. I do want to say, yes, I agree with Ash. Communication is key. And listen, LB was just preaching to y'all. Y'all better take some notes, write it down, put it in your file, your folders, and all that, because he's right. He's absolutely right.
All right. I appreciate that. You better. Ooh, she said, amen. Let me use you.
Preach.
All right. Simone, any closing remarks?
Yes. Thank you everyone for joining. And I think this was a great show per usual. At the end of the day, men and women are just wired differently. So we just need to communicate, as Ash mentioned, and just embrace our differences, because that makes us who we are. So embrace, communicate, be yourself, most importantly. And thank y'all for joining us.
Okay. Mayhem. Last word.
Reciprocity. Just practice it. Write it down, memorize it, sage the room around it, do whatever you gotta do, put it on your shrine. Just make sure y'all practice it, because as a man, it's just so hard to deal with women who just don't practice what they preach. So just practice what you preach. All right.
Reciprocity. I'm starting to feel the same way that you feel about intuition and narcissist.
No, when you
I-
said that, bro, I was so mad that I had zoomed straight to your solo because both Vanilla and Simone was in that bitch. So he said, "Oh," they both threw their hands up.
It's better than KTSC. I could have been like, keep that same energy. That's what all these women be saying these days. Keep that same. No, reciprocity. Way more relaxed, easier to say, vibing
more
out.
mature, you know. No, I agree. That's why I don't be tripping.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to say first off, thank you to all the members of the society that tuned in, that commented, joined the conversation, always showing love like Sentley, Ashtay, Jade, just jumping in here, and I hope I didn't miss anybody. But jumping in here and being a part of the conversation, we really do appreciate that. Once again, if you want to be a part of the conversation, each week we do allow you to jump in the conversation here. We may even start sending out, allowing people to get on to video with us as guests on the Talk on Topics as well. But we'll go over the rules with that later on. But if you have a topic that you want us to touch on, hit us up at Vibe Society on IG or on Gmail, vibesociety@gmail.com. Each and every week, we're coming with the conversations to spark your mind. Let's take you to another level. Let's take our community to another level. Let's take our people to another level. Let's take men and women relationships to another level. Let's take our understanding of politics to another level, religion and all, because these are conversations we need to have, even if you don't want to have them. Sometimes you have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. So, like always, this your boy, LB Easy, a.k.a. Passport Poppy, here with my bruh Mayhem, the beautiful Simone, and the beautiful Vanilla. And this was another episode of Vibe Society. Until next time, we out.